Hey, what's up guys? Lightfall is right around the corner, and with the new changes coming to every subclass, a lot of revamps on the old exotics and a brand new subclass, it's best to plan ahead and be ready for the DLC launch. So this video will be the ultimate prep guide for Lightfall, and that be bounty prepping, gathering all the essential materials needed to craft weapons and masterwork armor, and even just clearing out old loadouts and vault space. But to jump right into it, the first thing I like to do when there's a new DLC dropping is clearing out my vault space. You want to go through your vault and delete any weapons that may not be of use anymore or you simply just forgotten about. This will allow you to gain materials like legendary shards, enhancement prisms, and enhancement cores. These materials will be vital for the upcoming DLC. A way to streamline this process is by going to destinyrecipes.com. I'll leave a link in the description, and on the website it gives you a score and a checklist of all the materials you need to have before going into Lightfall. And one of the new features they have added is a vault cleaner, so you can clear up to 50 spaces at a time in your vault in preparation for Lightfall. Because manually going through and deleting weapons can become quite a tedious task, so we use Vault Cleaner, which has two sections, weapons or armor, and you can specify the requirements of the items you want to dismantle. So please guys, with the new weapon crafting system we have in the game, don't hoard weapons and clean out your vault. Bungie just released a new update, and this is the update. Does this update resonate with you? Some early warning for folks looking to prepare for weapon crafting in Lightfall. As an initiative to integrate weapon crafting into the broader core system, we will be completely removing resonant elements from the game. Standard currencies such as glimmer, enhancement cores, etc. will replace the element costs that exist today. We'll also be removing the deep side attunement objective altogether. I wonder what that'll mean for the future crafting of weapons in Lightfall. And resonant and harmonic allies will still be used at launch. However, we are planning to overhaul these currencies later in the Lightfall year. Ascended allies will remain as is for now. Much of this info is hot off the presses, so apologize for the late warning. So after reading the update, that just means that there's going to be an even more strain on the materials you're using, such as glimmer, enhancement cores, enhancement prisms, and might even be ascendant shards at this point. They're completely removing resident elements, so everything we use to craft deep side weapons will change in Lightfall. Destroying your currencies going into Lightfall will be more, so that's why it's imperative to start gathering those materials now. But let's jump straight back into Vault Cleaner and clean up our vault space. With Vault Cleaner, it will then highlight any weapon or armor that meets the requirements, and you can decide whether or not to keep it or remove it, so you have a lot of choice here and room to play with. Once you have highlighted all the items you want to remove, it will be brought up on a page which has a final review, so you can get the exact summary of exactly what will be deleted, so you can safely discard all the unwanted items inside of your vault. This goes into the second thing. You want to clear out all the old loadouts, and yes, that does mean that most of the builds I do have on this channel will become obsolete. The reason for that is a lot of the elemental well mods and the way we spawn elemental wells will be reworked in Lightfall. So that means that most of the builds I used to make that used a lot of charge with light, stacks on stacks, will become obsolete, and there's going to be a new way to do all that in Lightfall. So I will make a playlist of pre-Lightfall builds, and the new builds I've been starting to roll out will just consist of an exotic armor piece and just be heavy on aspects and fragments, so we're not really tied down and my builds can have some continuity going into Lightfall. So until we get a taste for Lightfall, go to Destiny Item Manager, aka DIM, and clear out all the old loadouts that might not be optimized for Lightfall, so you have space for the new ones. It's a brand new DLC, we're getting brand new flavors, so just be ready and be prepared for this new season. Now with clearing out all of your old loadouts and weapons, you will get your hands on a lot of materials, but next on the list is material farming. Now is not the time to be masterworking armor unless you have bad armor and need it. This is the time to be conserving all your materials because a new meta will be dropping very soon in Lightfall, and we won't know what it is until we are neck deep in the process and neck deep in that new season or new DLC. A lot of subclasses will have the ability to stun champions, linears are getting nerfed, resilience got a nerf. Right now, anything is possible in Destiny 2, so be prepared and keep a lot of materials on hand for the new meta. Because when the new meta shifts, you're going to need to be able to switch immediately and get on it as soon as possible. This is a list of materials you should have before Lightfall. You should have glimmer, upgrade modules, enhancement cores, enhancement prisms, ascendant shards, and legendary shards. For glimmer, you can always stockpile exotic ships and sparrows for a quick boost in glimmer. Other ways to get glimmer quickly is by simply buying it from Master Raoul. For upgrade modules, Banshee and Ada 1 sell upgrade modules, but they are expensive. The best ways I have found to gain upgrade modules is by resetting your rank in Vanguard, Crucible, or even Gambit, because on the second reset you gain upgrade modules by leveling up. And the second best way I have found to gain upgrade modules without too much work is by just the battle pass, as it consistently gives you upgrade modules for when you do level up. Next we have enhancement cores, enhancement prisms, and ascendant shards, and most of these are available from doing GMs. So check out one of the builds I do have on this channel currently, because most of these builds are GM worthy and you can hop into a GM with most of the builds I have made. Or even check out Maddox's playbook on the Void Titan so you can get your GMs done and get those materials, because those materials are going to be very vital coming into Lightfall. These will net you a lot of enhancement prisms and ascendant shards, but these items have a cap. The way around this is by storing these items in your postmaster, but make sure not to let your postmaster fill up, as you will lose materials if you let that happen. Now, to gain legendary shards, one of the best way to gain them will be by just clearing out your vault space. If you have a lot of items stored up, I know a lot of you guys are hoarding items you haven't used since last wish, like me. So dismantle all those useless legendary weapons and you will acquire a lot of legendary shards to move into Lightfall. Now, to move on to the next thing we have on the list, we have bounty prepping. Start collecting, storing, and saving bounties on different characters, so when Lightfall drops you can maximize your XP gains. Right now on PC, since I don't really play on console, I won't speak on console XP farms, but on PC we have various AFK farms. But when the Season of Sheriffs first came out, our main XP farm was taken away and we had to switch to the Gorgoroth Mage checkpoint, which took some getting used to. If you were only reliant on AFK to gain battle pass levels, you missed out on a few days until people figured out a new farm. I said that to say this: have XP waiting so you can get ahead when Guardians levels do drop in Lightfall. Now, not all bounties are the same, and some do give more XP than others, so the main bounties you want to pick up first and foremost will be the weekly bounties, which offer you 12,000 XPs. Underneath that, we do have daily bounties, which offer you 6,000 XPs, and repeatable bounties, which offer you 3,000 XP. The best place to get weekly bounties will be from Hawthorne, as she gives you bounties for Raids, Gambit, and Crucible. The next best place will be Petra, as she has 6 weekly Ascendance bounties. So if you start now, you might be just able to make it and get all of them. Similarly, Varix on Europa has 3 weekly bounties, which are tied to Empire hunts and will take 3 weeks to complete. Jumping straight into the Cosmodrome, we have Shawhan, who has 2 weekly bounties for us to complete. Then jumping to the moon, we have Eris Morn, who has 2 weekly bounties for us to complete. Then the last place anyone will look is Days of Eternity. The Starhorse has weekly bounties for us to complete. Going into Lightfall, all the seasonal vendors will no longer be with us, so stay away from hoarding their bounties, as they might just disappear when Lightfall drops. Now keep in mind that before you go power hungry and start popping bounties as soon as the new DLC drops, you should wait until you gain the seasonal artifact, which will require you to complete the first mission of the new DLC. Now, to maximize your XP gains when first hopping into the season, make sure to equip Blinding Light on your Ghost Shell to gain an extra 12% of your increased XP gains while that mod is equipped. On top of that, you can use the Shared Wisdom XP bonus by joining a fire team, on top of the Well Rested bonus, which will be active as soon as the week resets. Okay, all of this can be tracked via DestinyRecipes.com on how much XP you have saved up and the weekly bounties you are missing. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week.